In 1964, as the world held its breath during the Cuban Missile Crisis, a film arrived that dared to whisper while its contemporaries shouted. From Russia with Lev presented not a suave agent in a tuxedo, but a weary bureaucrat in a wrinkled coat, moving through a world where the greatest threat wasn't a laser, but a moment of unwanted clarity. The film's existence is itself a minor miracle of cinema. Director Anatoly Petrov, a stalwart of Soviet social realism, secured funding for what was pitched as a patriotic counter to Western spy fantasies. Yet, Petrov and his co-writer, the dissident playwright Irina Volkova, harbored a different vision. They were less interested in statecraft than in soulcraft. Production was fraught. The KGB's Film Oversight Committee demanded script revisions, insisting the Western antagonist be more overtly villainous. Petrov complied on paper, then instructed his actor to play the role with a palpable, melancholic exhaustion. The committee saw a capitalist foe. Audiences saw a mirror. The film's visual language, crafted by cinematographer Mikhail Sokolov, became its first act of subversion. Eschewing the high-contrast glamour of Bond or the stark expressionism of noir, Sokolov used a muted, almost desaturated palette. Scenes are lit by the weak light of bureaucratic lamps or the gray haze of a Leningrad winter. The camera often holds on empty corridors and rain-streaked windows, making the environment feel like an extension of the protagonist's internal isolation. At the center is Lev Ustinov, played with devastating stillness by Oleg Strizhinov. He is not a spy in the traditional sense. He is a mid-level translator for the KGB, a man whose job is to inhabit the linguistic nuances of the enemy, to think in their idioms. The film posits that true understanding might be the most dangerous weapon of all, one that corrodes ideological certainty. The plot mechanics are deliberately mundane. Lev is tasked with verifying the authenticity of a defector's documents, a bureaucratic core. There is no chase sequence, no secret volcano base. The tension derives from the slow, dreadful realization that the information is genuine and that its revelation will not serve the state's narrative, but complicate it beyond measure. This is where the film's core theme emerges. The tyranny of simplicity, both the Soviet and Western systems, the film suggests, rely on reductive stories, capitalist decadence, communist tyranny. Lev's tragedy is that his deep immersion in the texture of the other side has rendered him incapable of sustaining those simple stories. He sees people, not caricatures. A pivotal, nearly wordless scene illustrates this. Lev observes the British defector, played by David Warner, not in interrogation, but alone in a holding room. The man is not scheming. He is simply reading a book of English poetry, his face softening with a private sorrow. In that moment, the ideological construct of the enemy dissolves, replaced by the unsettling reality of a fellow human. Petrov frames communication itself as an act of vulnerability and potential betrayal. Close-ups linger on Lev's face as he listens to intercepted communications or translates documents. We see the faintest flicker in his eyes. A doubt, a connection, a moment of unwilled empathy. The film argues that true listening is a subversive act in a system built on monologue. The famous climax is not an explosion, but a decision. Faced with the option to bury the inconvenient truth of the defector's genuine disillusionment and fabricate a more politically useful lie, Lev hesitates. His hesitation, drawn out over a full minute of screen time as he stares at a blank report, is the film's real action sequence. It is the spectacle of a conscience awakening. The consequences are quiet, bureaucratic, and devastating. He is not executed or sent to the gulag. He is merely reassigned, promoted to a remote archive, a paper tomb where his dangerous capacity for understanding will atrophy. The system neutralizes him not with violence, but with oblivion. The film's final shot is a masterclass in atmospheric resignation. We see Lev at his new post, through a dusty window, sorting meaningless files. The camera slowly pulls back, framing him as a small, static figure within a vast gray institutional wall. He has become a part of the architecture of silence. From Russia with Lev was met with official confusion and public quietude upon release. It was not a box office success. Yet, it seeped into the cinematic consciousness. Its DNA can be traced in the weary pragmatism of George Smiley in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the moral ambiguity of the lives of others, and the atmospheric dread of certain Cold War thrillers by Alan J. Pakula. It redefined what espionage could mean on screen. Before it, the genre was largely external, a contest of gadgets and physical prowess. Petrov and his team turned the lens inward, making the landscape of doubt, empathy, and compromised conscience the ultimate battlefield. The film endures not as a period piece about the Cold War, but as a timeless study of the individual standing at the crossroads of truth and obligation. In an age of renewed ideological simplification, Lev's quiet crisis feels acutely contemporary. He is a hero not of action, but of perception. His defeat is not in being caught, but in being made to see too clearly. From Russia with Lev remains a profound, unsettling whisper in the canon of cinema, a reminder that sometimes the most revolutionary act is to simply stop, listen, and in doing so, become irreparably changed. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay, exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed. So please, take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one.